Comic Book Savant, Comic Sense. Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant podcast. I'm your host, James Harris. In this episode, we're going to be doing a Comic Sense episode, which is going to be a recommended reads of Star Wars comics. I did a Comic Sense, the list episode a little while ago about Star Wars when I was going over my list of the Star Wars movies and me ranking all the Star Wars film releases. And I said I was going to follow up and I was going to do a couple of recommended episodes. I wanted to do a recommended reads on Star Wars comics in this one, and then I'll do another accompanying episode down the road where I'll talk about more of other outside media, far as like television shows and actual novels and books that are being released. That I'll do some recommendations there, but I wanted to get into the comics first as well. First recommendation I have for you guys is Star Wars Darth Maul. It came out in 2000. It's a part of the Legends collection. It was a 4-issue miniseries. It was done when Dark Horse held the rights to Star Wars stuff, and they were putting out Star Wars books. It was done by Ron Mars. Really great prequel series to the events that led up to the Phantom Menace, focusing on Darth Maul. If you can find the trade, it is retails for about $7.96. I think I saw the trade on InStockTrades.com. But the next recommendation, if you just really love Darth Maul, because I was a huge geek over Darth Maul when I first saw his visual appearance, when I first saw the trailers for the Phantom Menace, I went out and I bought action figures and all that, trying to be a speculator, like I'm gonna resell this stuff for so much money because it's so cool, and I bought extra toys and it never amounted to anything. But that's why I don't speculate when I buy comics. I learned a valuable lesson through Star Wars and the Phantom Menace. But you can get the 4-issue miniseries. They did like a 10 or 15 year anniversary hardcover of it some years ago that was beautiful, and I owned that back when I still had physical comics that I ended up selling, which I kind of regret that at that point, because it was just that 4-issue mini in a nice hardcover, and they had a Dark Horse had did a nice commemorative like set of the different mini series and stories they did all in this kind of format. I think it was like $25, but it was beautiful, and the artwork was phenomenal. I'm trying to see who did. Was it Jane? I think Jane Dorisma. She did the artwork. She did a lot of really good Star Wars artwork for Dark Horse during that period of time as well. But I digress. Next one I want to recommend that actually includes, I found out that it includes this story, and I ended up buying this myself. This is Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Rise of the Sith Volume 2, and in this volume it collects Star Wars the 1998 series issues 0 through 3, that Star Wars Darth Maul miniseries, all 4 issues from 2000. It also includes Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, issues 1.5 or half, issues 1 through 4. Then it also has Star Wars Episode 1, Anakin Skywalker, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi one-shots that they did. And they were photo, if I remember correctly, because I bought all of these because I was a guy that Star Wars came back, so I was buying everything Star Wars at the time. They actually had photos from the movie highlighting the particular characters. And also this has material from Star Wars issues from the 1998 series from Dark Horse, issues 4 through 6. Also material from Star Wars Tales issues 3, 5, 7, 14, and 20. This retails for around the $19.99. So you can find that, and it includes the first recommendation I had. But if you just wanted that series, you can find that trade some certain places that you can still pick up for about $8. But with all the other material, supplemental material you get in the Epic collection, I would just get the Epic collection. It's more bang for your buck overall, and it's just a few dollars more. Next recommendation for a comic for the Star Wars fans that you would want to check out is Star Wars Lando Double or Nothing. This is the 2018 miniseries. It collects, like I said, Lando, Double or Nothing, issues 1 through 5. This trade retails for around $8.99. Probably can find it on sale or online a little bit cheaper. Next recommendation I would have for you is Star Wars Volume 1 collection. This is the 2015 series that collects Star Wars issues 1 through 12. This is the Marvel series when they took over in the first 12 issues. I think it's like an oversized hardcover. I think when I was doing the giveaways in the summer, I gave away volume 2 of this because I couldn't find volume 1 when I was at Ollie's, but I did the volume 2 of this collection, which is nice oversized hardcover, hardbound bound. The collected the series in 12 issue bursts. So definitely worth, if you can find those, grab those. That's one great way to collect that series. Great writing and great artwork throughout of that the first volume of that series. Now they're doing a second volume. This volume of the series, what Marvel picked up right after the events of Star Wars: A New Hope, and covers the gap between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. The volume 2 of the series that's currently running is picking up after the events of Empire Strikes Back, leading into the events of Return of the Jedi. But definitely check this out. Also, one other recommendation I would like to recommend is Star Wars Obi-Wan and Anakin. I've talked about this series. I also reviewed it. It collects Obi-Wan and Anakin issues 1 through 5. The trade retails for $8.99. I know back when I did the notes for this episode, it was available on Comixology Unlimited. Sometimes they rotate books in and out. So if you are signed up to Comixology Unlimited, check first, because you might not even have to buy it. You can just check it out there and read the trade. But it's definitely worth a read. Written by Charles Soule, great Star Wars writer. He also wrote the Lando series, and I think he's currently writing volume 2 of the Star Wars series. And also my next couple of recommendations, he's attached to those as well, but one of the two. Next, I have Star Wars Darth Vader by Kieran Gillian. That's volume 1 to 2015. Collects Darth Vader issues issues 1 through 12. The whole series ran 25 issues, if I'm not mistaken. So you can get this oversized collected. I think they did an omnibus, but it's super rare to find. But you can this is more readily available. So it's 2 volumes that will cover the whole series. With the oversized hardcovers, it retails for $16.99. So worth checking out if you can, the whole series. And this covers Vader's perspective kind of during the same periods of time. So we get this is Vader. What is this one? This one is during the events after Star Wars, leading into Empire Strikes Back, if I'm not mistaken. The next recommendation and the final recommendation I have for this episode is Star Wars Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith Volume 1 collection. This is the 2017 series that's written by Charles Soule. This also collects the first 12 issues of that series. This was available also on Comixology Unlimited. Don't know if it's still available. Like I said, that's subject to change because sometimes they rotate books in and out. That also, if I can talk, also retails for $16.99. Phenomenal series. Now this is a little bit different because this captures Vader from the events of Revenge of the Sith. So his very early years as Darth Vader. So you get a lot of origin on how he got his saber and how he hunted down Jedis and how he was presented by the Emperor in the beginning, to the universe. So it's this very early Vader, and so he's a totally different mindset of a character in these 2 series, but they're both written and drawn extremely well worth the pickup. And again, I wanted to do this recommended read for Star Wars comics because there's so many that have been published, not just through Marvel, because the rights switched back over in like 2015. Well, they attained the rights to the comics back in 2015. Before that point, again, Dark Horse had them for years and put out so many numerous books. They got the rights to republish those things under the Star Wars Legends, and they've poured out tons of collections. They just did like regular Legends collections now. Then they converted over and collected them in bigger chunks through the Epic collections, and it's so many different levels of Star Wars comics. This is just a fraction of them, but these are the ones that I've personally read and could highly recommend if you want to go deeper. Like I said in that list episode when I was going through the movies, they don't hold up nearly as well because they're only just brief snapshots. These comics, the books, the TV shows, because they have a longer form to tell stories. It's more long form storytelling. You can flesh out the character so much more, and you get different glimpses of different events and things that happen in the character's life that led to their motivations that you saw in the movies, and how things played out. You start seeing those things revealed through these different books, and they're stopgaps, and they are plot hole fillers, because most of these books are done after the movies, so they can go back in with really top-notch writers that can come up with good things to tie things together more tightly and help make things we saw in the movies that was a little bit confusing make a lot more sense, and explains the different characters' motivations so much better than what they were presented in the movies. And that's the one thing that rings out to me. And I don't tend to think of myself as a Star Wars fanatic, but I just love great storytelling and like seeing long character arcs and character progression. And I'm a huge continuity freak. So I think the continuity about it, of this big sprawling universe and all these interconnected characters through the comics and these additional stories through TV shows and novels, help add so much more depth to the world and the characters that might be minor characters in a movie that you might see a glimpse for in a second, you like fall in love with being fleshed out through these different stories. So definitely, if you have the time and the patience, check out some of these recommendations. I think you would really love them. If I would have to recommend anything as the first get, definitely start with the Darth Vader by Carrie and Gillian. That is a phenomenal series. I'm like halfway through the Charles Soule run, but I read all of the Carrie and Gillian Darth Vader 25 issue run. Definitely start there. You will not be disappointed. And if you have read that, let me know. You can always message me through the website at comicbooksavant.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/comicbooksavant. You can message me either place. Also, you can follow me on social media at Twitter and or Instagram at comicbooksavant. And let me know if you have read any of these things. Would you recommend them? Did you enjoy them when you read them, or you didn't care for them at all? Let me know either way. I'm always curious. But again, these are some of the ones that I read. It's even more. And if you want me to do a part 2, I can definitely give more recommendations because I've read even more. But these were the ones that stood out to me. If I was starting someone, recommending them to delve into Star Wars comics, this would be books that I think that would be a good starting point and something that you would really enjoy. But it's even more books because I've read quite a few Star Wars comics. So definitely, if you want a part 2 of recommended read Star Wars comics, let me know and I can definitely do that for you guys. But that's all I have for you in this episode. As always, you guys stay safe. I love you so much, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued support. Definitely check me out on social media. Also, the website, if you want to support the show, you can do so through Patreon, or you can also buy merch from the merch store. We have hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, the whole shebang. You can find the links to all of that through the website. So just go to comicbooksavant.com. You can find links to the Facebook group to join, to the Patreon as well as the merch store. So all of that is there for you guys. But as always, thank you again. I'm your host, James Harris. This is the Comic Book Savant podcast. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.